Most men think attraction is about looks, money, or clever pickup lines, but they're dead wrong. Today, I'm going to reveal two words that can completely change the way women see you. Words that unlock deep emotional connection points in the female brain. Connection points that most men don't even know exist. Stay with me, because once you understand this, everything about your interactions with women will shift, and you'll start being the kind of man women can't stop thinking about. Welcome to Empowered Heart, where we dive deep into the secrets of attraction and female psychology. Today, we're revealing two simple yet powerful words that can completely change the way women see you. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to Empowered Heart so you never miss life-changing insights that give you an edge in attraction and relationships. Today, we're diving into a concept that can completely transform the way you attract women. And here's the kicker. It's not about money, looks, or those tired, overused pickup lines you see everywhere online. So many men waste years thinking that success in attraction is about flashy cars, designer clothes, or impressing someone with their social status. But the truth is far more fascinating, far more subtle, and far more powerful. There's a secret language in female psychology that most men don't even realize exists. And when you understand it, it shifts everything. It changes not just how women respond to you, but how they perceive you on a deeper, almost subconscious level. What's even more interesting is that this power is unlocked with just two simple words. Yes, only two words. They may seem small, almost insignificant on the surface, but they have the ability to spark emotional responses in ways you never imagined. These words activate parts of the brain tied to connection, attraction, and curiosity. They make women pause and notice without you having to try too hard. And this isn't just theory. There's real science behind it. Neurological studies, behavioral psychology, and real-life observations all point to the fact that these words trigger emotions that pull people closer, even if they don't understand why they feel that way. Now, here's the part most men completely miss. The detail that separates forgettable men from the ones women just can't stop thinking about. It's subtle, it's almost invisible, yet it carries enormous weight in interactions. Most men focus on surface-level charm, humor, or physical presence, but overlook this hidden layer. When you master it, everything changes. Women start seeing you differently. They start associating you with safety, intrigue, and authenticity all at once. And once that connection is established, attraction follows naturally. You don't have to chase, persuade, or manipulate. You simply become someone whose presence is magnetic, memorable, and irresistible. By the end of this video, you'll not only know exactly what these two words are, but you'll understand how to use them strategically in your conversations. I'll break down the science, the subtle behavioral cues, and the timing that makes these words so effective. You'll gain insight into female psychology that most men will never even think about, giving you an edge in every interaction. Imagine walking into a room, speaking with confidence, and watching the dynamic shift simply because you understand how women respond on a deep emotional level. That's the kind of subtle mastery we're talking about here. So stay with me until the very end, because what I'm about to reveal isn't something you hear every day. It's not advice from some online guru who's never put it into practice. This is actionable, real-world knowledge that can reshape how you communicate and attract attention naturally, without force or gimmicks. If you take this information seriously, if you actually implement it, it can change the way women perceive you forever. You'll move from being just another man in the crowd to someone unforgettable, the kind of man women think about long after a conversation ends. Let me tell you something most men never truly understand. Over the years, I've studied thousands of interactions between men and women, observing everything from casual conversations to deep emotional exchanges. And what I realized is eye-opening. The men who consistently attract attention aren't necessarily the best looking, nor are they the richest, or the ones with the flashiest lifestyle. Attraction doesn't follow the rules most people think it does. The men who genuinely stand out are those who master one deceptively simple skill: direct, emotional communication. While most men are busy spinning their wheels in shallow dialogue, trying to please, avoid mistakes, or say the right thing, these men do something profoundly different. They communicate in a way that connects on a level few even notice. Here's the fascinating part. These men rely on just two words that function like master keys to the female subconscious. The human brain is wired to respond to specific patterns of communication, especially those that indicate clarity, confidence, and emotional honesty. When used properly, these words trigger what psychologists call positive emotional anchoring, a subtle, almost unconscious response that makes women feel seen, understood, and drawn toward you without any effort. It's not manipulation, it's simple psychology, and it's been proven over and over again in real-world interactions. Most men overlook this entirely, which is why they remain forgettable, while the men who master these words become unforgettable. Now, the first of these words is I want. On the surface, it seems trivial, maybe even childish. But the moment a man says, I want, with clarity and confidence, something powerful happens. He is signaling that he takes responsibility for his own desires. He isn't fishing for approval. He isn't unsure or tentative. He is being direct, decisive, and authentic. And here's where female psychology comes into play. Women are deeply attracted to men who know what they want. This is because it communicates leadership, decisiveness, and a willingness to take responsibility, qualities that are naturally appealing. Women subconsciously recognize a man who can lead, who doesn't shift the burden of decision-making onto them. Think about it with me for a second. When a man says, I don't know, maybe we could do something later if you want, what is he actually communicating? Fear, hesitation, insecurity, and indecision. He is showing that he cannot create direction or take initiative, leaving the woman to fill in the gaps. Now, compare that with, I want to take you out to dinner on Saturday. I know an incredible place. Instantly, the tone is different. You are no longer passive. You are no longer begging or uncertain. You are creating an experience, offering leadership, and subtly signaling confidence. This doesn't require arrogance or aggression. It's simply about clarity and emotional directness. Women respond to this because it taps into an instinctual understanding of stability, decisiveness, and emotional safety. It's about more than just words. It's about being assertive, about having the courage to take up space in the world and openly declare, this is what I want. When you do this, you're not merely stating a preference. You're activating something deep in the female brain called sexual polarity. This is the invisible current that positions you as the masculine force, the one who takes initiative, the one who leads. And as you embody that role, it naturally awakens the feminine side that wants to be guided, to feel safety and attraction simultaneously. Sexual polarity is subtle but powerful. It underpins desire in ways most men completely overlook, making leadership not about control, but about authentic presence. Now let's introduce the second word, and this one is where the magic truly happens. I appreciate. Here's the crucial point. If you only use I want, you risk coming across as self-centered, as though the interaction is only about satisfying your own desires. That's where most men fail. But when you combine I want with I appreciate, you create a perfect emotional balance. You are expressing initiative while simultaneously showing emotional intelligence and depth. You demonstrate that you're not only aware of what you want, but also capable of recognizing and valuing the uniqueness of the person you're engaging with. This combination instantly elevates your presence in a way most men can't even imagine. Let me give you a concrete example, because seeing it in action makes all the difference. Imagine you're talking to a woman you're genuinely interested in. Instead of a flat, generic line like, I want to see you again, you say, I want to see you again because I really appreciate the way you think. Suddenly, the conversation has depth, nuance, and emotional resonance. You're not just expressing desire, you're signaling that you notice her mind, her personality, her uniqueness. That subtle acknowledgement is magnetic. Most men only focus on physical appearance. They compliment looks, hair, or style. But by valuing her essence, you rise above the ordinary and become someone unforgettable. This is precisely the kind of communication that creates lasting attraction. And here's the most important part. When you genuinely use I appreciate, it communicates choice, not neediness. Women can feel the difference immediately. Needy energy is transparent. It screams insecurity and desperation. But choosing her, appreciating her qualities, while remaining grounded and self-assured, sends a completely different signal. You are expressing desire, but from a place of confidence and stability. The emotional impact of that is profound. Women sense it instinctively. And if this is resonating with you, here's a small action you can take right now. Leave a like down below. It shows commitment, a willingness to absorb this knowledge, and signals that you're serious about leveling up your communication and attraction skills. Now let's talk about the mistake that ruins everything. This is the silent killer of attraction. Using these words without congruence. Congruence means your body language, tone, and words are all aligned. If you say, I want to take you to dinner, but your shoulders are slumped, your gaze is downcast, and your voice hesitates, your message falls apart. The female brain is an expert at detecting these subtle mismatches. It functions like an emotional lie detector. Words alone are not enough. Your physical presence, posture, and tone must reinforce your intent. Standing tall, maintaining eye contact, and speaking with a steady, calm rhythm transforms I want into an irresistible declaration, while I appreciate requires deliberate pacing and sincerity to convey genuine emotional depth. Timing is the final piece of this puzzle. You're not going to repeat I want and I appreciate like a script in every conversation. That would feel unnatural and mechanical. Instead, these words are most powerful when used strategically, at the moments when you want to establish intent, create attraction, or deepen connection. It's about energy calibration, presence, and emotional rhythm. When you want to create a lasting emotional memory, timing and delivery are everything. Picture the end of a date that was meaningful, where conversation flowed, laughter felt effortless, and connection was tangible. At that moment, look into her eyes and say something simple yet powerful, like, "I want to do this again. I really appreciate the energy you bring." That single sentence does more than express desire. It creates a positive emotional anchor. In her mind, she isn't just recalling a fun evening. She is reliving the feeling of being genuinely seen, valued, and desired all at once. This subtle psychological trigger strengthens the connection far beyond superficial attraction. It's these small, intentional moments that transform ordinary encounters into unforgettable experiences. Every week, I bring content like this that gives you a real, tangible edge in the attraction game. These aren't empty tips or gimmicks you find online. They are actionable strategies based on deep understanding of female psychology, emotional connection, and the subtleties of human behavior. Now you have the tools to communicate with clarity, confidence, and emotional resonance. But knowledge alone isn't enough. How you use it matters. Apply these principles with wisdom and integrity. Be authentic, intentional, and fully present in every interaction. When you do, you won't just attract attention. You'll create meaningful, magnetic connections that linger long after the conversation ends. If you found this insight powerful, hit like, subscribe to Empowered Heart, and drop the word magnetic in the comments to show you're leveling up your attraction game and truly resonating with this content.